every second, every minute. Man, I swear that she can get it. Saying, you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now. Put me in the...
Hi friends, I'm back. It's been a while. It's been like a year, 2 years, I don't know, but it's been a minute since I did a YouTube video. It's been a minute. I'm here to tell you guys a little story. It's a messy story, but we're gonna dive into it because it is one of my most traumatic stories ever, especially when it comes to dating. This story is about why I think I'm done with online dating. I think I'm done. I think my husband, I'm just gonna have to meet him in person by fate because I don't think he's on these dating apps. I don't think he is. Because the way this story goes, I have been traumatized and I am removing myself from Hinge. The story starts out, where do I begin? The story took place last year. Let's just set the scene, you know. I'm kind of new on Hinge. I'm really just trying to see what's to it. And boy, did I find out. So there was this guy, we're gonna call him Tom. Okay, so yes, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. So I matched with this guy, Tom, and you know, it didn't even go anywhere. Most of the time on Hinge, you match with people and it literally goes nowhere. Like, so we matched and we said like 2 things to each other. That was it. Then we eventually unmatched because I was like, yeah, no. So some time goes past and he matches me again on Hinge. So I match again. He said a similar thing to what he said to me before. So it was like, you're beautiful or something like that. I was like, oh, we matched before, you don't remember? One thing about me, I'm quick to remind a man, like, you don't remember me? Crazy. He was like, oh, that's crazy, I don't remember, blah, blah, blah. The first time we matched, we exchanged phone numbers and we talked one conversation. That was it, whatever. But the next time, he was like, oh, I don't remember matching before, so let me get your phone number and we can continue this conversation. Okay, I give my phone number again. It's crazy because when he texts me, the old messages were still there. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe he doesn't remember. Maybe he deletes his messages or something. We're having conversation. Actually, I think I still have the messages. Guys, I found the messages. We're texting back and forth and immediately he's like, okay, I want to plan a date. Okay, intentional king. Like, sure, let's plan. We make plans to go on a date. First of all, before we even go on a date, the energy is there. I was like, okay, he's cute. The height wasn't really there for me based on the profile. On the profile, it said that he was 5'10". I'm 5'6". I think I'm 5'6". But on his profile, he has 5'10" on there. In person, y'all, we're looking eye to eye. He was a cool 5'7". I think people on dating apps add a couple, men, I'll say, they add a couple inches on that profile. So be very aware. They are not the height that they say on that app. And he actually gives like effort and energy into the messages, because one thing about me, if there's no active communication, if we're just saying what you're doing back and forth, bye. I'm like, okay, he's cool. Like, he's being very intentional. He's like, oh, you know, I want marriage and I want a girlfriend and I'm a lover boy. We planned the date and we go to this Asian restaurant. It was like a ramen restaurant that we went to. I met him there because nobody is about to pick me up from my house. I'm sorry, I'm scared. Like, no. Mind you, I had been on one Hinge date before that. We meet at this place downtown. When I got out of the car, like he met me at my car, and I'm like, this nigga short. Shorter than he said on the app. I know what a 5'10" looks like. This ain't that. Whatever, cool. He had flowers, so I was like, let me be graceful. Like, let me give him grace. Let me chill out. Like, I don't have to be strict shit for once. We go inside of the place and we sit down. Finally, like, the real conversation start. We're asking each other questions back and forth. He's telling me about his family and what school he went to, like what high school he went to, and basically what he does. Did some type of like security job or something. Also told me that he is diagnosed bipolar, which I don't discriminate in that way. I believe in like mental health, and I'm not gonna say like, oh, I won't date you because you have bipolar disorder. Like, that's just not me. I'm not gonna be like, you know, no. I'm gonna see for myself to see if you're a decent human being first. He was not. He told me that he is diagnosed bipolar, but he keeps up with his meds, and when he doesn't take his meds, he gets really angry. Okay. Mind you, this is like 10 minutes in the date. I'm like, oh shit. He was like, no, I'm really responsible with my meds. Like, I make sure everything's, you know, taken care of in that way, like mental health wise. Okay, cool. And he was like, oh, when was your last relationship? I'm like, about 2 years ago, which is true. I'm like, when was your last relationship? He was like, it ended in December. I'm like, okay, so almost a year ago. You remember this, please. Remember this information. His last relationship was December of 2023. Moral of the story is his last relationship was in December. They lived together in another state and they had dogs together. But he told me that when they broke up, he drove all the way from California back to Chicago to live, whatever, after they broke up. He was like, how do you feel about somebody having someone's name tattooed on them? I'm like, I don't know. I guess like if you're locked in enough, then it's fine. But like me personally, I'm not doing it because I'm not. So he lifts up his shirt in the restaurant and shows me a name tattooed on his stomach. Like, let's say the name was Rose. He shows me the tattoo with the name Rose on his stomach. He was like, how do you feel about like this? And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, is it your ex-girlfriend's name tattooed on you? Like, what do you think it's my ex-girlfriend's name? I'm like, well, the location of it, like, I don't think that's your sibling's name tattooed on your stomach right there. And he's like, yeah, but I'm getting it covered up really soon because we broke up. He was also telling me just little stuff. He was like, I can't believe how beautiful you are. I really didn't think I had a chance with you. You make me nervous. And I'm like, oh, there's no need to be nervous. Like, I'm a really cool person. Like, I don't judge. I'm easy to talk to. You don't have to be nervous. So conversation is good. Like, conversation is good. You know, we were vibing. I'm like, okay, I kind of like him. Fast forward to us leaving. So we leave and we're walking. He's walking me to my car. He's like, how soon do you think it's too soon for a significant other to move in? I'm like, I mean, I guess it depends on the circumstance and the situation. Like, if you're locked in with a person and that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. He was like, okay, so how soon is too soon for you? And I'm like, right now. Oh, just seeing where your head was. And then he's like, I'm thinking about moving soon. Like, we can live together. Like, you could just pick an apartment downtown and we could live there. I feed into a man's delusions just a little bit. Confession, I feed into the man's delusions because I'm soaking up every little moment of you love bombing me, which this situation was a pure, clean definition of love bombing. If this isn't love bombing, then I don't know what is. But he was like, yeah, you can pick out any place downtown. We're gonna move there. I'm like, head, I'm like, this nigga is love bombing the fuck out of me. But to him, I'm like, shut up. That building? Oh. He walks me to my car. We say goodbye. I go home. So we were texting. We were both saying like how we enjoyed the date and whatnot. And he was just telling me how much he actually likes me. Like, he was like, I really like you. I'm looking at your Instagram. I can't believe you're giving me the time of day. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I think you're handsome too. And you're really easy to talk to, which he was. Like, he was cool. Like, I actually really enjoyed my little date. I'm like, yeah, you're cool too. And he was like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how interested are you in me? Like, how interested are you actually? And I'm like, oh, an 11, babe. Like, you have my undivided boo. He was cool. I liked him. The next day, he texted me good morning, and I didn't respond quick enough, I guess, for him. And he was like, not you forgot about me already. And then, like, with sad faces and whatnot. Mind you, I wasn't even awake yet. And I was like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, damn. Maybe he's actually applying real pressure, real pee. So I'm like, no, of course not. Like, I was asleep. Like, yeah, I woke up and texted him like, oh, no, I didn't forget about you. Like, I was asleep, whatever. He was like, oh, thank God, because I got nervous and whatnot. He wanted to plan another date the very next day. Oh my God, backtrack. When we were on the date, he was like, what's your sign? And I was like, yes. He was like, are you a Cancer? I'm like, yeah. He was like, oh, that's crazy. My ex is a Cancer. Okay. What do you want me to say? Like, what? He was a Scorpio, by the way. Anyways, he also asked me what my dad's name was, and I told him. He was like, oh, that's my ex's dad's name. Okay. Fast forward back to, I'm sorry, I jump around a lot in my stories, and you can ask any of my friends. He was like, I want to have another date. It's like, my friend is over right now, but perhaps go on another date. Sure, why not? I'll let you know when my friend leaves, and that's just that. This time we went on a date to Kava. We went to Kava. And also, I'm that person where we don't have to get a 5-star meal every single date. Like, we can go somewhere quick. Like, it's fine. And also, it was late by the time I actually got there. Y'all, he was like, yeah, I was watching your Instagram story. Kind of cringe when I saw your sorority stuff. Something about sorority stuff that just makes me ick. Like, I get the ick. You know, that's not really my thing and whatnot. I'm like, okay, but that's me, so I don't know what you want me to say. I'm in a sorority. That's just that. And he was like, yeah, I kind of get the ick from that. And I was like, he was like, no, but like, you're fine. It's just like, that's just a little thing that I noticed. At that point, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like him the same. I'm so picky, and it's almost to a fault, because one little thing, you're out. I'm sorry. Like, I'm one of those. He was like, is there anything that you got the ick from me about? I wanted to say, well, on your Hinge profile, you said that you were 5'10", 5'11", but you're actually 4'5". This night, he took it up a notch and was like, I really, really like you. Like, and it's weird because I never really felt this way about somebody before, especially not this fast. We would make a really good pair. He's just telling me all of this, like, y'all, genuinely love bombing me. We only went on 2 dates, and the texting, like, we would text all night. The next day, he wanted to see me again. I'm like, okay. But the thing is, when I like somebody, I want to be around you every day too. So I get it. We make plans for the next day. Mind you, we were texting all night. I think he worked like night shifts sometimes. And I literally stayed up all night texting this man because It was actually genuinely entertaining. Like, we actually had stuff to talk about, and I actually like enjoyed him. It's rare that I enjoy men. And he was handsome. And he was so handsome to the fact where I put the height thing to the side. And that, let me just say, that is very rare for me. Very rare. The love bombing worked on me, y'all. Like, it worked. I'm not gonna lie. Even though in the back of my mind, I was like, he's love bombing me. He's love bombing me. But it still worked. The next day he wanted to see me again. I'm like, okay, he's very persistent and he obviously likes me and I enjoy the guy too. This day I went to his house. Now, before we started even, I was not on that. It's strict over here, y'all. Like, I'll tell you a joke, but I will not tell you a lie. I was not having sex with that man. This day, I went to his house because he was like, oh, I really want you to meet my dog. First of all, ladies, let me tell you something. A man will use any excuse in the book to get you to his house. That dog doesn't know me. You just want me to come over here and do crazy, heinous things to you. Not gonna happen. He ordered me a pizza. And I'm driving to his house. Mind you, he was like 40 minutes from where I lived. It was raining. It was raining terribly bad this day. A rock hits my windshield. That should have been my sign to turn around and go back home. I should have never went. The rock hit my windshield and my windshield cracked. Like, it was a tiny little crack. But I kept going to this man's house. I was already on the way, so I'm like, whatever. Get to his house and we're just sitting there having conversation and eating pizza and whatnot. So we ended up watching a movie, and y'all, I'm not lying, we were chilling. Like, we were watching movies, talking, laughing, because the chemistry was there, like that real chemistry. So we were actually just talking, chilling. Like, I was like, okay, if this doesn't turn into a relationship, like, we could actually be really like cool. Like, we could talk about anything, and it was really quick. Like, this is very early for me to be actually genuinely talking to somebody like in this way, because y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a very closed book when it comes to me first talking to somebody. You don't open up no, I don't. Like, it's very hard for me to open up. It's very hard for me to like somebody. Watching the movie, we're talking, we're laughing, we're having conversation. He ended up taking a nap. I never went to sleep because, first of all, I don't know this man. And I'm not about to fall asleep in your house. Like, no. So he's asleep and I'm like awake. I'm literally staring at the wall. Like, he ended up waking up and we were talking again. And we were like talking, kissed. By this point, we were kissing, y'all. The man's phone started ringing. And I kind of glimpsed at the phone because obviously the phone is making noise. I looked at it. Area code I did not recognize. So I'm like, he's sitting there letting it ring. Literally. Like, he's acting like he does not hear the phone. I'm like, your phone is ringing. Picks up the phone, mutes it, puts it back down. He was like, so you were saying? I'm like, okay. He had a headboard and it was like a wooden, like one of those really hard headboards. It had punch holes in it. I said, what happened here? Like, what happened to your headboard? And he was like, oh, you remember how I said, like, when I don't take my bipolar meds, like how I get really angry? And I'm like, mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, that's what happened. I'm like, huh? He was like, yeah, I'm in therapy though, like, it's under control. That was a minute ago, whatever. I'm like, all right. Time goes by and I get up to go to the bathroom. Looking at this bathroom now, mind you, I'm a woman and I'm pretty sure a lot of women do this, but I'm looking around for clues of a girl, looking for hints and things. There were two loofahs in the shower. I'm like, okay, One of them was like green and one of them was purple or pink or something. And then I saw a robe on the back of the door. So I'm like, I'm picking up signs of a woman being in here. So I took a mental note and I went back to his room like nothing happened. This man was trying so hard. So like this was the most I have ever been pressured in my life to get down. He was like begging, please, please, please. And I'm like, no. The answer was no 5 minutes ago. The answer is no now. He looked at me dead in my eyeballs and was like, I know this is really early and I probably sound really crazy, but I love you. I was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, like it sounds crazy and I know what I want and I want you, like, and I love you. I want to marry you. I'm gonna marry you. We're gonna live together. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And I'm literally sitting there like, you know what I said, y'all? I was like, I love you too. I love you too. Y'all, I told you I feed into these men's delusions. This is probably one that I maybe I shouldn't have done that. Fast forward, I go home the same night, by the way. I did not sleep over that man's house. And I was on the phone with my best friend on the way home because she was like, where have you been? I got a story to tell you. I wake up the next day and I'm on the phone with my best friend like, yeah, I really like him, but he told me he loved me, so I'm kind of, you know, creeped out a little bit. She was like, yeah, that's weird. But you know what's crazy? He hasn't texted me all day. By this time, y'all, it's way later in the day. Like, maybe like 2, 3 p.m. And I'm like, he has not said anything to me all day. She was like, oh, that's weird because he's been very consistent. Me and my best friend become top FBI agents when we're on the phone, when we're talking about something, when we're trying to figure some shit out. We're gonna figure it out. We found this man's mugshot. I was trying so hard to remember this man's last name. He told me his last name on the first date, but we Googled his name and a mugshot popped up. And I was like, he does not seem like this type of person. Like, he's so kind and nice and well-spoken. As I'm on the phone with my best friend, I get a notification on Instagram. Someone commented under my Instagram post and was like, check your DM. The name matches the name that he had tattooed on him. So I'm looking at this profile that commented under my Instagram. He had Rose tattooed on him, but the Instagram name was like Ro, like a nickname. I think this is Miss Ex-Girlfriend. I go to my DMs and I go to my request because she was like, check your DMs. Obviously we didn't follow each other. So I had to go to my request and accept it. Check my DMs. Mind you, this was the next day. So when she texted me, I was at the man's house. A woman's intuition, we're always gonna know. We always know when there's some fuck shit involved. She knew he had some bullshit going on. Anyways, here's the DMs. I didn't see until the next day. She said, hey girl, do you know Tom? She sent his @ Tom. He doesn't follow many girls, but he does follow you, and I wanted to see if he's trying to be a player. Mind you, he didn't follow many girls on Instagram. He didn't follow many people, period, on Instagram. So I said, hey, I do know him. Are you guys together? Because who the fuck are you and why are you asking me if I know somebody? Unless you're the girlfriend. She said, we're not together. We broke up about 4 days ago. 4 days ago. Meaning, possibly perhaps like the day before, like our first date, like when we were texting. 4 days ago? You guys broke up 4 days ago. Okay. We broke up 4 days ago. He's been trying to get back, but I think he's lying about something. Do you mind if I ask how you know him? Girl, what? Now, mind you, I'm a girl's girl. If you ask me, you shall receive. I'm about to drop all the lure on your ex-boyfriend of 4 days. I said, OMG, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. We met through Hinge and went on a few dates these past couple of days. OMG, 4 days ago is crazy. He said his last relationship was in December, which he did. December. Why would you say your last relationship was in December? First of all, you could have just told me that you just broke up with your girlfriend, go on a date, and get your mind off of things. You could have just said that, or you could have left me the fuck alone. She said, no worries, girl, no, LOL. We've been together since 2022. Broke up briefly in the beginning of this year, got back together in April, and been together since. He's been single the last 4 days, but he's been saying it's been no one he's been involved with. So you guys were communicating. Like, I'm just like, why have I been, like, being played with like this? And she said, sorry to message you and involve you, blah, blah, blah. First of all, and also she ended the conversation with like, oh, he's such a liar. Thanks for being responsive and open and blah, blah, blah. Do I look like a goofy to you? This man told me he loved me. He wants to be with me. There's no other girl other than me. There's only me in this world. I'm the most gorgeous girl. This is pure manipulation and love bombing. I'm genuinely shocked. Like, I thought about dropping his mugshot on Instagram. He had the audacity to be telling me he loved me and wanted to be with me and all of this extra stuff. Like, you could have just saved that. You didn't even have to share and disclose all of this information, which I was being like, oh my God, nobody was gonna tell me this wasn't blended. Hold on. I felt like the stupidest, goofiest little girl on the planet. Usually male games don't work on me. Usually I can escape these situations untouched, unbothered. But this situation, I was like, mind you, I'm texting back and forth with the girlfriend, and I go to his Instagram. I'm finding it. This little man blocked me on Instagram before I could even get to him. So what did I do? I went to the messages, typed up a mean, nasty little paragraph. It wasn't totally mean and nasty. Like, it was a read. Like, I had to read this man. Why would you waste my time like that? Like, that's so weird, immature, and very distasteful of you. Like, I was just so disgusted at that moment. But I fell for it, y'all. I'm guilty. I fell for it. And they were back together. They were back together soon after. I'm just gonna pray that you are released from the shackles of this man, because obviously he's troubled, he has issues, and you need to run. Yeah, I wish them well. But he is unwell. He is the reason that the online dating, I've been love bombed. I'm a victim of love bombing. I'm done with online dating. Moral of the story is, ladies, watch out for these men on Hinge. They are unhinged. Be careful, because they come with secrets and baggage that they don't put on the app. They don't put it in the bio. They don't put it on the profile on Hinge. These men will literally play right in your goofy ass face. And the girlfriend's gonna come right after, DMing you, asking you if you know Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because they just broke up 24 hours ago, and he's on dates, begging girls to be with them and move in with them and live with them and get married next year. And pull their pants down so he could get from the back. I was so disgusted. I was very cool off man. After this situation, I was cool off man for a hot minute. I did not talk to a single man for a long little minute after, because I was like, this is just too much for my spirit. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let me know if you guys have any Hinge stories or dating, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. Let me know your stories. I want to hear them all. And you could even DM me and tell me your stories because I really want to hear. And we can yap about our stories, about our little dating nightmares. And I always heard about the scary stories, the spookies and all. But I never thought that it would hit me. Not me. It did. And I've been scarred and traumatized from this situation. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Stay tuned for more. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want because I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed tuned for the whole video, thank you. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
I'm talking about dark perfume. Go, go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you